Then I'm going to talk about fire hazard. Fire hazard. What is fire hazard? Working place hazard that involve the presence of flame or the risks of an uncontrolled fire, right? There are a lot of hazard in where we are working, or our homes, or our community, a lot of things that can cause fire hazard, right? Some common fire hazard include like what? I'm going to mention 8 points of common fire hazard. Number 1 is hot objects or any sources of heat, like sockets. When it's open, it can lead to heat. Then we're talking about smoking and the use of personal lighter. It's also a hazard, lighter or matches. Then we'll talk about flammable chemical, like some chemical which can ignite and explode, like gas, you understand? Then number 4, you have gaseous combustion products. Like there are some gas which are stored for cooking, which can lead to fire because of overheat. Yeah, that is the 4 points. Then number 5, we're talking about reducing visibility. Then like in terms of places very close, it can lead to fire also. Then building collapse is an hazard also. Sometimes when building already collapsed, people intend to go to that place, or the structure is not well okay, then it can lead to hazard, right? Then overloading, number 7, we're talking about overloading of electrical circuits, connection. This is called daisy chain, right? There are certain times in connections, like you have so many equipment, you want to plug them, connect them at the same time, it can lead to overloading of sockets, and it can lead to fire, and it's called daisy chain. Daisy chain is plugging one into another, plugging one into another, and plug another one, then it can call daisy chain, Then talking about storage also of flammable or hazardous items. If you don't store a flammable item properly, it can lead to fire hazard, because in terms of certain perfumes or gas, you have to align them or store them in a safe place with a tag measure on them, flammable items or goods. Then 9 points, we're talking about cooking, like cooking items or general appliance. Sometimes like in your kitchen or office pantries, or sometimes community, the way you leave your appliance, maybe you are doing something, you forget that you are cooking, that one can result also to it's hazard, right? Then I'm going to talk about fire, how to escape fire, right? This is very important. It's a very technique how we can survive, or how we can the fire technique if there is a fire in the room. This causes lot of death or injury in fire is actually asphyxiations or lack of oxygen. Many people die in this circumstances because of lack of oxygen in the air. When you are in a room, there is a fire. When you stand up, you cannot breathe properly. So many people they end up to collapse. So when there is a fire in that situation, that's what you should do, because the fire always suspend. So this simply means that you should have to crawl, to crawl, to crawl and to creep. Also, you creep in a lower space, because when you are up standing, you cannot able to breathe. But if you are in a lower place, you are crawling, you can able to breathe, while you can able to see the way to the exit door. You understand? So since the smoke rise during a fire, stay close to the ground when exiting, or either crawl or creep can make it easy to see and breathe. Then another technique also, talking about the fire exit, right? Every workplace that has a potential fire hazard must be equipped with a sufficient numbers of convenience location and easy accessible to exit points. In every building or every area, they should have an exit emergency door in case of fire, so people will be able to use the back door. And that exit door, you should not able to come back inside. It's only for exit, you know. So then I'm going to talk about method of heat transfer, right? Heat transfer, how it can transfer from one place to another, you know. So there are four types of heat transfer, you know. One, in heat, you have one which is direct burning. It simply means that when the way to spread a fire, directly application, like for example, when you light a lighter, it's directly, so this is direct heat. Then point number 2, talking about conduction. What is conduction? Is the transfer of heat from one sources to another. That is like after you light a fire, you put a pot, a fry pan in that pot, so that heat that is coming from that fry pot, it's called conduction. You understand? Then you have the third point, the third one method, which called convection. What is convection? It's transfer of heat by a movement of molecule. Molecule can be air or water or fat or gas, you understand, flowing from one place to another. Like for example, if a fire escalates in a room like this, with the heat that is producing, it can lead to fire to escalate in the other room. So this third point is called conventional fire. Then you're talking about radiation, which is the fourth method of heat transfer. Radiation. It is a transmission of heat in the form of waves or electrons or protons until a heat is absorbed by an object. Like for example, sunburn. You have a sunburn from the sun. Then talking about like you hang your cloth outside. So like this cloth, or you put closer fire for it to get dry. So these are called radiation. I will explain later about radiation, the food that you are eating that can cause radiation from the sun, you know. So these are the four types of